Hey guys, Jag Reviews. Today I had a requested comment. I'll put it up there quick. It asked for a top 10 video, so I'm just going to do this based off beat 'em on I have, because I think honestly every beat 'em on that I like I have, and if I don't have it, it's probably not my favorite, so it wouldn't be on this list anyway. I'm just going to start this off quick with a couple like honorable mentions, because honestly I started looking. I have a lot of beat 'em on. I started looking. It's really hard to narrow this down to 10, so I'm just gonna put a bunch in front of you. All these guys I really like. This guy's very good, because if you're playing the game, his rapid fire is actually very good, so I figured I'd throw him in there. This guy's just like an icon in the series, so he's like the main character. I had to put him in there. I just love the way this guy looks. The paddle gimmick's cool, and he's a pretty good like accuracy beat 'em on and power. And lastly, Torque Berga. I really just like the way this guy shoots. I like the trigger. I just like the way it feels overall. Okay, let me grab one more. And for the one spot in this list, you guys might sort of say it's cheating, but it doesn't really matter. I'm making the video, so I can pick how I want to do it. Starting off for number 10, Loading Dials. This one was probably one of the first beat 'em on that I got that I really liked. It's an alligator type. He has these things here. He's a rapid fire type too. You're supposed to sort of hold him one-handed. He has a really cool gimmick. If he didn't have this, he probably wouldn't be on the list. There's this hole here, and you can see nothing in there. If you push down, it loads into the head, and then it shoots. So that's just one of the main reasons. And then between that, he just looks cool too, so I figured he's probably on the list. Next up, one of my newer ones actually is Stinger. It looks really cool overall. He's very comfortable to hold. These pieces are great. And he has, if you didn't know, it's sort of useless if you use a Y magazine, but if you're just like target shooting, he has a sight in here, which is actually pretty useful. I know you can't really see a whole ton, but if you, even with 2 marbles in there, you can still see through it. Like, it works. So he's at number 9. Okay, coming in number 8 is I think it's Rising Josian. I honestly don't remember all the names. This guy's cool. He's one of the main characters in more in the first series. In the second series, he doesn't come until a little later, and even at that point, he's still not like a main character. Well, honestly, you could argue that. He's very cool. He has when he does his emblem charge, this part just comes down in the show, but you can move it and it comes down. You can honestly just leave it so you don't have to do a power up or whatever. And then this guy has a double emblem charge system. So if you push here, that's 1, and if you push down, that's 2, and you can see it pushes this piece up. So the drive strip is more contact. Overall, he's just fun to play with, and it's sort of cool. They have 2 power-ups, so that's why he's on the list. Okay, how many have I done? 1, 2, 3. So this guy is number 7. Oops. Coming in at number 7 is the Buster Leg with Christ Raydra. Just a very cool beat 'em on overall. It's a really cool translucent color. He does have the Assault Core, which for some reason is green. I got this out of like a random booster box. This guy is very, very comfortable to hold with these pieces. You can wrap your fingers around there. These are great to hold. His arm pieces are nice. And this core is one of the better cores, I would say, in the Emblem Charge series. It's very powerful, very accurate. Overall, just very good. He has this cool thing that comes down so you can see his eyes. And then he also has this like sight thing. When you pop it up, it turns into sort of like a scope. I know you can sort of see through there. Okay, coming in at number 6 is, I think it's Spin Leoja. I could have it wrong, honestly. It's Leo. I don't know all of the Japanese names. I know the American names are a lot simpler and not as complicated. So this guy is very cool for a couple reasons. Honestly, he looks sick. And he's not one of the best performing ones. I really like gimmicks. When you do the emblem charge, his claws actually open, which I think is very cool. He has a very special core. There's nothing like this in the entire Beat 'em On series. So if you just let it hang out, it's not going to do anything. But if you have a little pressure, you can see the wheels. I'm just pushing this down. The wheels make the trigger go forward. So you can just, I like to put a finger up here, push down, and then a finger here, and you can go like that. And actually, if you do it right and you practice it a little, it does work. If you take these off and you put them down here, they work as like grippers sort of, but it also raises the wheels off the ground. So you can just use it like a normal Beat 'em On. And they do spin, but since these are here, it doesn't leave enough space for it to touch the ground. And essentially, you're just playing with the normal Beat 'em On. Very cool for multiple reasons. Looks awesome. Very fun to play with. That's why he's on my top 10. Coming in at, let's see, number 5. I know this is probably a lot of your guys' favorites. Draggled. Mine has the like upgraded metal core, but even without it, he's still very cool. And I left the drive strip in because when you add the wheels, they're not too hard to take out. When you add Drozeros's wings, they're not hard to take out. The horn's not hard to take out. This is a pain because you have to take the entire thing apart and take the core apart. So I had it from an extra broken Jostin, so I just left it in there. Very cool. He has a couple modes. The wings can go out, and it's a sniper mode. The wings can go, you can take it off and flip it and push it down. They go on both sides. It's a power mode. It sort of just lessens up the space in the power block. So it does actually work. This is sort of like the first variation of emblem charge. I know you can't just press a button, but it is a power-up that's built into the Beat 'em On. Lastly, take both of them and you plug it into the head. Acts as like a little magazine, as you can see. Actually very effective. So if you're doing like, I've done before when I didn't used to have a ton of magazines, Beat 'em On battles, and you just use the storage in the head. And like, if you're ever doing that, a trick is 1, 2, and then put a third, and then just put your thumb over it. So then you can hold 3. This guy's sort of OP if you do something like that, and the trigger is just really cool to use. In the show, he takes his fists and smashes it. I would not recommend doing that. I sort of tried it once, knowing it would not be good, but just to see what would happen, and the core sort of fell apart. I was lucky it didn't break. Coming in at number 4, this is the one where I said it's sort of cheating, but honestly, at times, this is my absolute favorite Beat 'em On / Beat 'em Ons. I have both variations. I love Drozeros. He's one of my favorite characters. I love Basara in the show. He's just, oh, he's so cool. If you don't know, he actually shoots 2 at a time. Let me see if I can, you can see there's 2 there. Both of these do the same thing. I honestly like the first version better. I just figured I'd show off the second version. One major improvement that they made with the second one I'll show here. The Beat 'em On marbles are stored in the wing. That's his trump card on the show, and he actually can take them out when he's out of marbles, put them in and shoot them. With this, you need a tool like this, and you have to like pop it out by pushing it out. So I don't even take these out. It's not even worth it. Like if you're in a battle and you have to take those out, you've already lost, because they can pick marbles up way faster than you can take those out. And this one, push these tabs, come right out. And even still, it's not really like effective, I guess you could say. This guy does have emblem charge. You take his wings off and you clip them on. Goes the same way on both sides, and you just fold it around. If you pull back, I wouldn't recommend it. It'll leave stress marks, but it gives you a better power up. Overall, Drozeros is just, in the show, like mysterious. He's just really cool in general. That's why this is one of my favorite guys. And this is one of the only dragons I think they made with a translucent core. All the other ones were like chrome or plastic. So this one, he's just really cool. And if you pull the wings back, it sort of acts as a grip. I don't know how well it works. I would say not very well. It's sort of impractical to use unless if you're just shooting one shot and then you're taking your hands off to reload. So that's why this guy is number 4. And honestly, on any like different day, he could honestly be in the 1 spot. I just really like this guy. Coming in at number 2 is my, I think it's a special edition Spike Phoenix. This is the red edition. You got to get this out of a mystery box, I guess you could say. Very cool overall. Use a sick red finish. It's just very cool. My core actually broke. It got to the point where I was using like such like intense power shots that the core, that piece with that little nub right there broke off. So I actually built new core. The back half, the front half's original, the back half is different. I had to take apart the prongs and put it all back together. This white stuff is actually just Gorilla Glue, because if you know, this piece will fall down. And I was having a problem where when I would put it on the ground, but it still wasn't fully pushed up, so it wouldn't give you good power shots. So now I can pick him off the ground and it shoots just as strong. Actually knocked my little wall over. So just overall really cool. Like a icon towards the end of the show once you find out about him. Which leads me to my number 2. Same reason. This guy's just more show accurate. That's why he's number 2. This guy's all original. Super hard to get. Goes for like 100 to like, I saw even upwards of $300 if you can even find him. At least if you want to get him in the US. I know for other people it's probably easier. Just overall looks so cool. Emblems are super cool. The most powerful, I would say, beat 'em on. Without like changing anything on it. Which actually I have, and this isn't on my top 10. I have a Drazeros with a custom core. This is what I had in place for my Spike Phoenix while I was still trying to fix it. This is a random body booster body with a custom core similar to Josian's. This guy shoots so hard. Like, I don't know if you could even see that. And that was without emblem charges. It's just ridiculous. And I don't even have, like, if I put Spike Phoenix's dry strip in here, it would be the most, it is the most powerful already. And I could change that and still activate emblems. It's just ridiculous. Coming in at number 1, I'm sure most of you saw this coming if you've seen my videos. Ultimate Rising Garuburn or Ultimate, I don't even know anymore. This guy is very cool. Essentially what the deal is with him is at the end of the show he needs to harness his like full potential. So they make special arms and special feet. Pretty much you can pull these off. It sort of turns into a trigger like it's a sword, sort of like this. But it's more like angular. You could sort of see how there's like a resemblance. That works pretty well. Then there's this trigger sort of like I think it's like a cross avian or strike avian or something. This works pretty well too. These come down as stabilizers and they come out both sides. That works. Don't really do much, but it's cool. Then these fold up and down, and this is his power mode. It's really doesn't do anything unless if you push down, because that's how you activate his emblem charge. So this guy is just, at the end of the show, he is the coolest beat 'em on. Everything's cool about him. I don't personally use this guy much because I'm honestly a little scared to break him. This guy will go for like anywhere from like 150, 200, upwards of like 300 to 400 I've even seen dollars. So this guy is very rare. Don't really want to break it. Before the video's over, I really quick forgot. This is honestly one of my favorites too. He was hiding behind a couple things and I didn't see him. This is pretty much how he normally is, except I have 2 emblems on mine. One broke, so I have like a part speed him on. The translucent does break easier, and I lost like these paddles, and mine was just falling apart. The core was all messed up. Very cool, really cool gimmick magazine, and he does like this rapid fire thing, and you can just like keep cranking it. It's easier to do it without marbles, because when you put marbles, there's pressure. Overall, just really cool. Really like him in the show. Cool character, and he's a cool owner too. So cut back to the video. But that is really all I had for today. So I guess this is Jag Reviews signing off.